3, 2, 1, roll the footage. Welcome back, everybody, to the Strategy Sprints podcast. I'm your host, Simon Severino. My guest today is a Wall Street Journal and USA Today best-selling author and the founder of Bestseller Publishing. He has been featured on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox News, Forbes, and Entrepreneur magazine. He helps entrepreneurs become the go-to authority in their market by writing, launching, and profiting with a best-selling book. Welcome, everybody. Rob Kosberg.
Simon, thank you, my friend. Good to be here. What a great introduction. It's almost like I wrote that myself.
Look, everybody's so excited to have you here. And we are going to talk how to become the hunted in your field using a best-selling book.
Love it.
What are you currently creating, Rob?
Well, everything that I do revolves around helping my clients to grow their authority in their marketplace. Starts with a book. It goes to a book that's a bestseller. And then it's ancillary things like speaking engagements, additional awards for their book, notoriety, things like that. So probably the two big things I'm working on in that vein are we're doing a launch, in fact, this week, launching a book with numerous authors to Wall Street Journal and USA Today bestseller, which is a very big deal. We've already gotten like 7,000 sales on that book just this week alone. And also helping my clients get TEDx talks and TED Talks. That's kind of a new thing, but we're pretty excited about it.
Exciting, because right now people need to be seen and everybody is out there in the internet. So how to stand out? Who do you work with?
Our clients are experts. So it's what we would call the experts niche, coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, brick and mortar business owners, from, accountants and attorneys to those that are business coaches and corporate consultants and that sort of thing, speakers, etc.
And what are some insights right now? What are misconceptions that you see out there, or mistakes that people do when trying to get noted?
Well, there are general mistakes, I think, that many people make. And then there are mistakes that have to do with the times that we're in. I'd say the general mistake that people make is they first and foremost wait for permission from somebody else to do something. Traditional publishers used to have like big fences around the idea of being a true author. And Amazon came along 15 years ago, and probably more prevalent 10 years ago, and opened up the gates, the floodgates, so people can publish their own books. They don't need the permission of a traditional publisher to publish their own books. And, my latest book, Publish, Promote, Profit, is a Wall Street Journal and USA Today bestseller. In the last 18 months, that book has probably made my company $4 or $5 million. And it was published with my company. We are not a traditional publisher. So I think, people waiting for permission, people waiting for the validation of a traditional publisher to come along is a big, big mistake. And then I think in the times that we're in right now, I think because travel is a little bit more restricted, and there aren't as many conferences going on and events. I think people, at least in the earlier days of this, were waiting around. And what they should have been doing was innovating and looking for ways to get in front of other people virtually, which is a heck of a lot easier than traveling all over the world and speaking at conferences. So we have clients that are doing virtual speaking engagements and virtual live events and never having to leave their home. And they're making as much or more of an impact and an income than they ever did. So just like this is a way to reach, a greater number of people.
One question from the audience. What percentage of these are females do you work with? And do you see this as something that is still male dominated, or has the open floodgate created equal possibilities for everybody?
You know, that's a great question. I've never been asked that question before, but we do track that. We work with more female authors than male. It's close, but it's about 55-45. So we've published over 1,000 bestsellers in the last 10 years, and about over 500 of those authors are women coaches, consultants, fitness experts, et cetera. So it is not male dominated, although I do think probably the coaching and consulting space is. And I don't know what the psychology is behind this. Maybe it's that, women are smart and see that, doing a book helps them to get a leg up on their competition, which maybe in their space is male dominated. I've never asked that, but that might be a good question to ask my female authors. But we actually have, as I said, more female authors that we're doing great things for than male.
For a book to make 4 to 5 millions in revenue, what are all the promotional elements that need to go into that?
Well, less than you think, because I didn't make $4 or $5 million from royalties. That's not how someone like myself or someone like you or the average very successful entrepreneur is going to make money with their book. Now, my book is done well, and I get royalties every single month. But as I said, it's a Wall Street Journal and a USA Today bestseller. But the money, the millions of dollars and a huge impact, comes from using the book in various things. So how do we use it? So we use my book in conjunction with advertising. We have a book funnel online. We pay advertising to put my book in front of people on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google, YouTube, etc., and offer a discount on the book, get people into my world by opting in, filling out the forms, and then leading people to buy courses, coaching, or our done-for-you services. And so the book is what initially gets people's attention, and then those are the exact people, at least a percentage of them, that want to work with me and my company because they see us as the expert. So that's one way. There are many others that my clients use. Many of my clients love speaking engagements, and so they use their book to set up paid and free speaking engagements. I don't do that as much because I don't like to travel. I like to be at home with my wife and my family and my dogs. So I use my book in conjunction with online marketing and advertising.
Well, most gigs are online anyways. There are podcasts and online conferences right now. I am so curious who you nominate for the Strategy Award after one word from our sponsors.
Hey, if you love what you are hearing, you will love our free masterclasses. Go grab them at strategysprints.com.
When everybody's zigging, this person is zagging, but from your perspective, they're doing the right thing. Who do you pick?
So I have a good friend, buddy, and client of my company. His name is Rob Nixon. He's an Aussie. He's in Australia, and Rob ran he's a coach to accountants worldwide. And in the past, he's run very, very large companies, software companies with tens of thousands of users, companies that he's taken. And raised millions of dollars for to go public, et cetera. And he made a total 180, when much of this, worldwide crisis and all these things. And in fact, just before it. And what he did is he totally transformed his business. He still has a percentage ownership in his software companies and the things that he does. But he totally transformed his business. He went very, very small and very, very high level. And basically, he has 64 clients, which is 8 groups of 8. He works about 8 days a month doing coaching and consulting. and his bottom line is about $4 million a year in revenue at 85 to 90% margins. And this is, in essence, a lifestyle business because he's only working about 8 days a month within this business. Obviously, getting people incredible results, but I love what he's doing. I love how he has pivoted from thinking that you need to have thousands of clients to, you know what, all you need is 50 or 60 of the best clients paying you very, very high fees because they're getting the best results. So I love Rob. I love what Rob's doing.
Sounds like a smart model.
Yes.
And what are you excited about in your field looking forward right now?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing we're excited about is what I'm doing this week. And that is, we have always launched our clients' books to Amazon bestseller, which is a big deal. And we do it the right way. We do it legitimately. There are some scams out there on how you can sell 5 books and become an Amazon bestseller, which is utterly ridiculous. So we do it with paid advertising and social media and all of these things. But I've never had a great handle on getting on the bigger list like Wall Street Journal and USA Today. And, now we've created some marketing programs where we're actually getting clients that kind of fame and authority, which is a big deal. Of course, they become Amazon and Barnes and Noble bestsellers, but those other lists are really big. So I'm most excited about that. That's a brand new project that you'll see us be launching in the next few weeks.
And what are 3 books that shaped you most?
My answer is going to be a little different for that, I think. Number one, I'm a spiritual person, and I didn't grow up that way at all, but I've been, reading the scriptures and digging deep in the Bible every single day for the last, 30 years. And it has transformed, I've been married for 30 years. I have 3 great kids. Obviously, I have amazing friendships and relationships, and all of that is transformational work of the scriptures. So, I think everything from my business to the life that I have, I owe to my relationship with the Creator and the divine, and much of that knowledge comes from the scriptures. That's number one, and there isn't a close second. Number 2, I would say, which may be a little bit different, but the books that I've written have transformed my life more than anything else. So most recently, Publish, Promote, Profit, writing a book that has made an impact on tens of thousands of people, and that took a lot of work and energy and effort to get out of me, made a tremendous impact on the kind of person that I am. And then lastly, and this may be a cop-out, but forgive me, but the 3rd book that makes the greatest impact on me is the book I'm reading right now, which is the truth. A month from now, 2 months from now, I read every single day. And I read everything from marketing books to books on philosophy. And so right now I'm reading Jordan Peterson's Beyond Chaos, which is the 2nd version or his maybe 2nd book after his 12 Rules for Life. It's Beyond 12 Rules. I love it. I love his thinking. I love his philosophy. With that said, ask me a month from now and it'll be something else because I'll be reading something else.
What did you learn from the pandemic that you wouldn't have learned otherwise?
Oh, man. I'm almost afraid to say this, but I'll say it anyway. The pandemic was one of the best things that happened to us. I know many people have suffered around the world, and obviously, if I haven't had any people close to me, I've had people close to me sick, even hospitalized, but nobody died, thank God. And so I'm grateful for that. But as far as what I've learned, my company used to be a company that, a dozen of my employees met in an office in Pasadena, California, where our base is. And a year ago, the governor of California shut us down and said that, we can't do that anymore. And in fact, we still can't. But we went to 100% virtual company. We didn't miss a beat. I'm working from my guest house here. I live on the water in St. Augustine, Florida. I moved out of California. So it's been a blessing because it forced us to change. And I don't think I would have changed had it not been for it forcing our hand.
How big is your team? How many people do you have on staff?
We have a dozen key like admin and management employees, and then we have another dozen or so people that are writers, editors, proofreaders, those that are contracted to do work based on the projects that we bring in.
And how do you currently organize work? Everybody from home, all remote?
Yeah, we were forced to. So we're 100% remote. We meet on Zoom every day at noon Eastern or thereabouts. And I have a operating officer that runs those meetings. Of course, I show up most days, at least 4 or so of those days. And it's allowed me to begin focusing on other things like content creation and things that I should have been doing, but I was distracted by minutia, being in an office with a dozen people that always had a question for me. And they don't have those questions anymore because I'm not there. They either figure it out or, they ask it in a meeting, when we have those set times.
Sounds effective.
It is.
And so what's next for you? How does your company look like in 3 years?
Yeah, that's a good question. I used to think I was a super ambitious person. I don't know that I'm all that ambitious. Like, I love my life, and it's not that I have a decent sized business and a multi 7-figure business. I think it probably looks very, very much the same as it does right now. Maybe we're helping a few more people every year than we're helping right now. But we're not looking to be 10 times bigger. We're just trying to be 10 times better and do better things for our clients and build better relationships and make them more successful. So I think 3 years, it probably looks a lot like it does right now.
What does it cost to make a book with your company?
It depends what somebody needs. So we work with people that need everything, that only have an idea, and they want our help with ghostwriting and editing and proofreading and design work and publishing and book launch and media placements and all of that, which, that can be an 18-month project. Other people have already written the book and they just need our publishing help and book launch help. So our programs range from $8,000 to $120,000, depending on what people need. We try to give them what they need, not what we want to do, but what's best for them.
Where can people stick around and read more about you?
I'd say my book is a great place to start, which is publishpromoteprofit.com, and they can get a free copy of it there. We just ask for a small shipping charge, and then we ship the book physically to them. If someone wants, there's lots of free content and material on my website, which is bestsellerpublishing.org, bestsellerpublishing.org. So either of those places, and of course, we're all over social media.
Who should be my next guest?
I'd probably say you should interview Rob Nixon. The buddy I told you that would be a really good, that he's, doing some innovative things. I think he has a lot to share and teach.
Did I forgot to ask you anything?
No, I don't think so. This was fun. A lot of the questions are a little outside what's normal for us. And so, yeah, I love the new stuff I'm working on, and, those things are really cool. So I'm glad I got to talk about that.
Thanks so much, Rob, for being on the show, and please come back soon.
Avoid trying to do thousands of things that doesn't work. We have 274 templates for your business success. Reach your ambitious goals with one-on-one sprint coach. We double your revenue in 90 days.